Indonesia sebagai
Recording in progress.
SYG, 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 SYG. Wujud cinta kami untuk negeri, berdedikasi dan berinovasi untuk mencapai keseimbangan ekonomi, sosial, dan lingkungan. Sustainability start with SYG. With ESG 4+ kita bisa menggapai dan meraih net zero 2050. Bahan bangunan, semen, bahan kimia, packaging berkualitas, jadi perusahaan terbaik untuk pembangunan berkelanjutan di ASEAN. SYG, SYG, sustainability start with SYG. SYG, SYG, berikan produk dan layanan terbaik. SYG, SYG, wujudkan masa depan yang berkelanjutan, wujudkan hidup berkualitas dan sejahtera. SYG, passion for better. SYG, 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 passion for better. SYG, SYG.
May I please have another big round of applause for the special performance of HR traditional dancer in collaboration with SYG Indonesia Sustainability Jingle Competition winner. A very lovely morning to all of you. Sawadika. How are we today? I think some people still have a sleep on this beautiful Thursday morning. Let me try again. How are we today? I hope everybody is doing great, feeling fantastic, and extremely excited for today's program. Very welcome everybody to Ritz Carlton Pacific Place, Jakarta on the highly anticipated event, ESG Symposium 2023 Indonesia. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, today we gather under the theme of collaboration for sustainable Indonesia as we embark on a journey towards a greener, more prosperous future of Indonesia. So please be ready to discover innovative strategies to connect with industry leaders and change makers and ignite transformation at the ESG Symposium Indonesia 2023. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Desmona Chandra. You can call me Mona. I'm thrilled to be the MC on this momentous occasion. And before I kick off today's event, I would like to extend my greetings to our special VIPs today. Selamat pagi, Ibu Laksmi Dewanti, Director General of Climate Change Control of the Ministry of Environment and Forestry, Republic of Indonesia, who's going to join us soon. His Excellency, Mr. Ambassador Prapan Disayatat, the Ambassador of Thailand to Indonesia. Thank you very much for coming today, sir. Selamat pagi, Ibu Fifi Yulaswati, Deputy for Maritime Affairs and Natural Resources of Ministry of National Development Planning, Bappenas, who's going to join us virtually today. Sawadika, Mr. Rungrot Rangsiopat, CEO and President of SCG. Of course, our beloved Executive Vice President of SCG, Mr. Tamasak Setaudom. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. My apology if I misspelled or mispronounced your name. Thank you. And of course, all SCG's distinguished guests that are present here. Once again, welcome to the ESG Symposium 2023 Collaboration for Sustainable Indonesia, proudly presented by SCG Indonesia. Do I hear a big round of applause? Thank you very much. Okay, before we get into our main agenda today, I would like to invite all of you to please stand up. Together, we are going to sing Indonesia National Anthem. And for that, I would like to kindly invite everybody in the room to please arise. We are going to sing Indonesia National Anthem, Indonesia Raya. Thank you. You may all be seated. Dear guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, allow me to make a start with a little introduction, just a quick one. The business context has changed significantly in the last decade to becoming more environmentally and socially conscious. Stakeholders demand management to adopt a wider perspective of growth, which goes beyond a short-term financial returns. Therefore, SCG puts so much attention on ESG, and hence ESG Symposium Indonesia was born. So before we provide you introduction about our event today, allow me to introduce a beacon of sustainable innovation that is SCG. So SCG is a multinational conglomerate that has been established for 110 years. It entered the Indonesian market 31 years ago and has since expanded into 3 main business units. There are cement building materials, chemicals, and packaging business. SCG is committed to developing innovations to meet the ever-changing customer needs while prioritizing social responsibility and environmental sustainability through the ESG 4+ strategy. And today's event, ESG Symposium 2023 Indonesia, is SCG's second symposium in Indonesia and act as a forum to develop ideas and share experiences from stakeholders such as the governments, private sectors, civil community in promoting environmental, social, and governance, or ESG's strategic programs. In addition to a panel discussion featuring prominent speakers from various sectors, ESG Symposium 2023 Indonesia is also hosting an exhibition showcasing ESG 4+ initiative, including a wide range of innovations and initiatives brought by SCG and its subsidiaries in collaboration with the government and various business partners in response to ESG challenges. As you might have noticed, something extraordinary about the focal point of this stage. You will see it later. We'll bring it up on the stage, but it's actually located on the right-hand side of the stage. It's a podium, but it's not just an ordinary podium. It's a testament to SCG's commitment to sustainability and innovation, because the podium is beautifully crafted, made of 100% paper. And this product is 100% produced by SCGP, one of SCG's subsidiaries. It symbolizes SCG dedication to the principles of environmental, social, and governance responsibility, which we will hear more in this symposium today. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further delay, and to formally kick off today's event, I would like to kindly invite our CEO and Mr. President of SCG, Mr. Rungrot Rangsiopat, to deliver his opening remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, please send our big appreciation by putting our hands together to welcome Mr. Rungrot Rangsiopat, our CEO and President of SCG.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The video that we just watched clearly illustrates the interconnected global challenges we are facing, from environmental crisis to social inequalities, which have an impact on countries worldwide, including Indonesia. Air pollution, waste, rising water levels, and social inequalities. These are just examples of the situation we are facing now. I'm afraid that ignoring them is not an option. We are all part of this problem, and we can also choose to be a part of solutions as well. Throughout the past year, we have seen a significant movement in terms of collaboration, not only within the industry and value chains, but across industries and between public and private sectors, across and within the regions. Chief among them is the reinvented toilet project, the collaboration efforts between the West Java government, SCG, environmental agencies, and local community in order to introduce the first wastewater recycling toilet. These collaborative efforts aim to create a sustainable solution that supports the government's initiative on water pollution control and clean sanitation in the province. Most importantly, in Indonesia, we have witnessed collaborative endeavors aimed at achieving Indonesia's NDC, or nationally determined contributions objectives, particularly in reducing greenhouse gas emission to attain the net zero emission target by the year 2060. At SCG, we conduct our operations within the ESG 4+ strategy, which includes set the net zero by 2050, going green, reducing inequality, and embrace collaboration, plus achieving trust through transparencies in all operations. We are dedicated to improve the quality of life for all people, society, and the environment in Indonesia. We actively contribute to Indonesia's NDC goals through our ESG initiative, focusing on innovation, digital technology, and sustainable solutions. This includes smart living, green construction, sustainable packaging, green polymer, and also green energy. Therefore, in order to enhance collaboration in driving sustainability in Indonesia, the ESG Symposium 2023 will serve as a platform for us to gather ideas and commitments in order to accelerate our ESG initiative. Most importantly, it is also a platform for showcasing actionable initiatives from our partners. We can clearly see from the exhibitions that collaboration will move us further than just going alone. We wish to invite all concerned sectors to become more involved in the coming years. Everyone knows that we are not just facing global warming anymore, but now global boiling. And it is widely recognized that ESG is the only solution that we cannot afford to delay. So act now for sustainable Indonesia and pass on a better world to future generations. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you very much, Mr. CEO Rungrot, for facilitating this event. Okay, so this is the podium I was talking about earlier. It's very firm, very sturdy. You can't tell if it's made 100% out of paper. It symbolizes SCG's commitment and dedication to the principles of environmental, social, and governance responsibility. Okay, moving on to the next agenda, ladies and gentlemen. In the past couple of years, countries around the world, including Thailand and Indonesia, come across many crises, from the pandemic, the climate change, the global geopolitical conflicts that have hindered the progress towards ESG. So how is the progress of ESG implementation in Thailand? And how is the collaboration between the two nations in fostering ESG within ASEAN? We will seek some enlightenment from our next speaker. Besides ESG Symposium 2023 Indonesia, it won't happen without the support from the government of Thailand. And today we are very delighted to have the presence of the ambassador of Thailand to Indonesia in our event. So please welcome His Excellency Prapan Disayatat, who's going to deliver his welcoming speech.
Excellency Dr. V.V. Yulaswati, Deputy of Maritime Affairs and Natural Resources, Kun Rungrod Rangsiyopat, CEO and President of SCG, Kun Thamasak Sedudom, Executive Vice President of SCG, Ibu Laksmi Rawa Dewanti, Director General of Climate Change Control, Ministry of Environment and Forestry, distinguished delegates, Selamat pagi, Sawasdee krab. It is a great pleasure for me to participate in this morning's ESG Symposium 2023 Indonesia, which is organized by the Siam Cement Group, one of the leading Thai conglomerates here in Indonesia and in ASEAN for that matter. This forum is a continuation of the first ESG Symposium, which was held in Bangkok in July. It served as a platform to share experiences, incubate new ideas that embrace the ESG principles in conducting business and strengthen partnerships among stakeholders. I would like to commend the SCG for being a pioneer in the concept of business and sustainable development. And in this regard, it has elevated this concept to the next level by integrating the environmental, social, and governance, or ESG, with the 4+ targets on set net zero, go green, reduce inequality, and embrace collaboration for business schemes. This has proven to be a win-win solution for both business itself, the environment, and society. Ladies and gentlemen, as we saw in the video earlier, the environmental challenge before us is very real and threatens our very survival if we continue on this path. That is why the Thai government is committed to battling climate change at the national and international levels. At home, the sufficiency economy philosophy bestowed by His Majesty the late King Rama IX is a core guiding principle for the promotion of climate-resilient communities and sustainable growth. Recently, our government has also adopted the Bio-Circular Green, or BCG, economy model, which aims to promote more efficient use of resources, ecosystem restoration, and waste reduction. On carbon neutrality, Thailand aims to have a forest area covering 55% of total land area by 2037 in order to increase our carbon sink capacity. We are also now preparing the national guidelines and mechanisms on carbon credit management. At the international level, Thailand has revised our long-term low greenhouse gas emission development strategies to be in line with the 2050 carbon neutrality and the 2065 net zero greenhouse gas emissions targets. We have also enhanced our NDC to reduce our emissions by 40% by 2030 with international support. At present, the Thai government, private sector, and civil societies are joining hands to create a greener way of living and a better livelihood for all. Several social awareness programs are being carried out across the country in communities and schools to promote community empowerment and to enable every member of society to become an agent of change in the fight against climate change. However, to achieve these goals at a global scale, partnership from all stakeholders, including international cooperation and Indonesia, of course, must be taken into the equation, as one country cannot do it alone. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that the Indonesian government also shares similar goals on the promotion of green economy and sustainable development, setting emissions reduction targets and gearing towards net zero carbon emission by 2060. Thailand views that our country's goals are aligned, and there's room to explore new collaborations, whether it be at the government level or between the private sectors, in order to create a greener and more sustainable path for economic progress for both our countries. I totally agree that business can and must play a pivotal role in tackling this monumental challenge. After all, business have been a major contributor of pollution and environmental degradation. But with the right mindset, the right legal framework, and by adopting the ESG principles, business can be leaders to make a difference and even turn things around. And so I believe today's symposium is a very good and timely initiative taken by SCG to enable us all to discuss and share our experiences, which will contribute to the formation of new ideas and ultimately encourage stronger collective actions through a meaningful partnership between Indonesia and Thailand. Lastly, I would like to thank everyone here for joining SCG today to witness a new step towards a greener future. Thailand is looking forward to working with Indonesia to leave this world in a better shape than the one we found it. Thank you very much. Terima kasih. Thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency, for your endless support for our program. Your presence means a lot to us. Thank you very much. Okay, before I move on, I would like to extend a warm greeting. Selamat pagi kepada Ibu Laksmi Dewanti, Director of General Climate Change Control, Ministry of Environment and Forestry, who's just joined us. Terima kasih atas kesediaannya memenuhi undangan kami, Ibu. Dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, implementing ESG's principles is important in the making of National Sustainable Development Plan. And one of the pivotal strategies is accelerating transition energy plan to improve our action in achieving net zero emission target. Another important step is to boost multi-sector collaboration, including the government, private sectors, and civil society in accomplishing National Sustainable Development Plan. And it's a great honor for having the Deputy for Maritime Affairs and Natural Resources of a Ministry of National Development Planning, or Bappenas, who will speak on behalf of the Minister of National Development Planning, or the head of Bappenas, who already joined us virtually this morning. Please welcome together our next speaker, Ibu Fifi Yulaswati, to deliver his special remarks. Silakan Ibu Fifi. Ibu Fifi, bolehkah di-unmute audionya? Kami belum bisa mendengar suara Ibu.
Ya, sudah terdengar ya?
Terdengar dengan jelas, silakan Ibu.
Baik, terima kasih atas kesempatannya. His Excellency, Mr. Rongrote Rangsipyo Pash, the CEO and President of the SCG. His Excellency, Mr. Prapandisyata, the Royal Thailand Ambassador to Indonesia. Ibu Laksmi, my colleague, the DG of Ministry of Environment and Forestry, all the distinguished speakers, participants, ladies and gentlemen, very good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon us. First of all, I would like to apologize for cannot join in person because now I'm in other city. Second, let me extend our minister appreciations to the SCG group who has excellently held the ESG Symposium today. The event today is very important to establish a common perspective and initial understanding toward the concept, opportunities, challenges we might have, and the strategies for the implementation of ESG and circular economy in Indonesia as well as in the regions. I think I'll prepare some slides, so if somebody could help me to post the slides. Ladies and gentlemen, during the last COP26 conference, President Jokowi has emphasized the necessity for Indonesia to promote the next slide, please. Okay. Yeah, okay, it's okay. Yeah, so President Jokowi has emphasized the necessity for Indonesia to promote a transparent and equitable approach in developing a sustainable economy. A key aspect of this objective involves encouraging green development that harmonizes investment with employment prospects, fostering innovations within the environmental sector, and fostering robust collaborations among stakeholders to effectively address climate change. In 2009, at the G20 meeting in Pittsburgh, Indonesia made a commitment to tackle global climate change. Indonesia has further ratified the Paris Agreement into law in 2016 to reaffirm its commitment not only to mitigate the effects of climate change, but also to enhance resilience against its adverse impact. So maybe Bu Laksmi will also explain that Indonesia has submitted the enhanced NDC with increased emission reductions targets. Next slide, please. In the effort to break out of the middle income trap, Indonesia's strategy has focuses on enhancing productivity and shifting to sectors that bring higher values such as industrializations. Central to this transformation is the adoption of a green economy, emphasizing low carbon and climate resilience development, which play a vital role in our vision for Indonesia by 2045. In the next slide, we could see here by embracing green economy strategies and the net ZAE policies, we can boost our environmental resilience, strive for an average GDP growth of over 6%, and address major challenges such as deforestation and waste pollutions. In the next slide, we could see here that Indonesia long-term plan for 2025-2045 is deeply rooted in sustainable development with the aim of matching developed countries in per capita income, significantly reducing poverty and inequality, advancing the competitiveness of our human resources, and enhancing our global leadership. Key priorities also include committing to substantial reduction in greenhouse gas emissions to pursue the achieving of the net zero emissions. Ladies and gentlemen, in the next slide, we could see here that the intensity of the greenhouse gas emissions decreases toward the net zero emissions would go through 5 pathways, namely accelerating the energy transitions toward renewable energy, and of course, the focus for the development of the national grid. And then second, on the decarbonizations of industry. The third, environmentally friendly transportations. The fourth is reforming the integrated waste management from upstream to downstream. And fifth, controlling the deforestations. In the next slide, as we are aware that we are still heavily dependent to fossil-based energy, we have formulated policies and energy transition strategy, including ensuring that power plants are built sustainably, especially for the off-grid. So this includes the industrial parks and also the economic zones. Next slide. In this regard, Indonesia has just launched the ETS for the coal power plant subsector by involving 99 power plants. The BEE targets implementation by the end of 2033. The scheme will generating units that produce emissions in excess to the given PTBAE PU or the deficit 1 are required to purchase emissions from the power plant unit that produce emissions from the below emission limit, and or also purchase the emission reduction certificates. Then the remaining, particularly to the PTBAE PU surplus, then can be traded in the following year, not later than 2 years from the end of the carbon trading period, and not exceeding the carbon trading stage. Ladies and gentlemen, in the next slide, the green transition strategy needs also managing the brown asset that have been built and have a potential to become a stranded asset. And other important strategies would also include the acceleration of technology and innovations, the transfer of the technology, including the explorations of the innovative funding, which is essential to achieve net zero emissions, and of course the capacity and skill development that are vital to ensure that the current and future workforce can benefiting from the creation of the new green job. The next slide, the government's role in catalyzing environmentally and friendly investment includes strengthening green investment regulation, prepare innovative funding and incentive schemes, formulate policies to encourage the sustainable finance, and encourage de-risking and guarantee instrument, as well as encouraging the green indexes on the stock exchange floor to attract investors. In the later slides, I'm focusing on the circular economy as a tool of sustainable development agenda. So ladies and gentlemen, due to the need for a clean and healthier environment, the world paradigm is changing from a linear to more circular economy. With this circular
Ibu Vivi? Ibu Vivi? Mohon maaf Ibu, saya potong. Kami tidak bisa mendengar suara Ibu di sekitar 1 menit terakhir. Mungkin bisa mohon untuk dicek kembali audionya Ibu.
Oke. Sekarang saya audible nggak?
We've lost you in the last 1 or 2 minutes.
Am I audible now?
Ya, sudah ada. Silakan Ibu dilanjutkan kembali.
Okay. Basically, this slide telling that the circular economy is a vehicle to accelerate the implementation of low carbon development toward the green economy. Maybe I could go in the next slide. That we are now developing a circular economy roadmap and the action plan as a guide to implement the circular economy in Indonesia. This circular economy roadmap will be integrated into the national development planning documents that are still on progress. Some strategies have been identified from our previous studies in collaborations with many stakeholders like UNDP and the Embassy of Denmark. This study for the circular economy maps 5 priority sectors in the circular economy, namely food and beverages, textile, constructions, retail or packaging, as well as the electronics. In the context of construction, we are talking about the eco bricks, that coming from the result of the circular economy. In the next slide, green and circular economy could be applied to the development of the green industry or eco-industrial park. We learned that it is essential to have comprehensive integrated planning encompassing all stages of, from the upstream to the downstream and involving all the stakeholders. From our previous study, the implementation of the circular economy could increase the GDP up until 600 trillion rupiah by 2030 and also create 4.4 million green jobs, which is 70% of them are female workers. And then for sure reduce the waste generations up until 52% compared to the business as usual scenario and contributing to the reduction of the GHG emissions by 126 million tons of carbon dioxide. Next slide would be around the development. So ladies and gentlemen, the ESG principles are closely aligned with the SDGs and in fact a key driver in supporting sustainable development. Incorporating the ESG principles can widen access to finance because sustainable investors look beyond financial returns. Nowadays, ESG can be seen as a new paradigm of value creations. It can offer a wide-ranging approach to risk mitigation and the value creations. Therefore, regulation and standards are needed to promote ESG adoptions along the value chains, as well as encourage the investors' awareness. In this regard, in the next slide, we could see that government has issued some guidelines, frameworks, as well as regulation. Some examples, including the Indonesian Green Taxonomy, prompts focus on the ESG value creations. It also classifies economic activities to guide industries and investors to consider how a green transformation can be achieved. The other examples are the ESG framework and manual for government support and facilities in infrastructure financing, as well as the presidential regulations number 39, 2023 regarding the national development risk management. So with these guidelines, framework, and regulations, it can help various stakeholders to implement ESG